everyone, welcome to Keto and Crime. Breaking news from Thursday afternoon, Thursday, October 6th, in the Lori Vallow-Chad Daybell case. Mainly Lori Vallow. First, I'll give you the news right up front. Judge Steven Boyce, the presiding judge that was set to preside over the cases in January, has suspended Lori Vallow's case indefinitely to send her back for competency testing. Evidently, her attorneys have very, very huge reservations about whether or not she is sane to stand trial. We saw all this play out in 2021 as well, where she was not ruled competent to stand trial, and because Idaho does not have not guilty by reason of insanity, she is not competent to stand trial. So they have sent her back for more testing. I suspect we will see her back in the state mental institution, for lack of a better word, for more testing. Now, whether or not, well, I mean, we all know Lori's crazy. We all know she's crazy. That's a given. But does she understand the charges against her and what she did? I believe she does. She just doesn't feel sorry for it. She really believes she was justified in doing what she did. And so she understands. She understands. But is she crazy in what else she believes, and her strange religious beliefs, and how she took out so many people because they were zombies and dark and all that good stuff? Yeah, she is cray-cray beyond cray-cray. But do I believe she's competent to stand trial? In a literal sense, yes. But by the state definition, no. So she's going back for further testing. So there will be no trial in January. As we know, Chad's attorneys filed to sever his trial from Lori's so that they could prepare for the sentencing phase, since this is a death penalty case, to be pushed back until October of 2023. The judge has not yet ruled on that, so I'm just curious to see what will happen. I believe there's a twofold strategy going on here. One, I don't think either of them want to be tried together anymore. And I think they're trying everything possible. Chad is trying to sever. Lori is now, her sanity is being questioned again. So I think it's obvious neither of them wants to be tried together. And I think there's definite crumbling of the foundation of this epic love, for sure. So this is a twofold strategy. It's to get these cases severed and get them pushed back as far as possible, because either A, they've come up with a new date for the end of the world, they think Russia's going to nuke us, they think, and I don't think any of that. I think we'll get out of this crisis, but that's another video for another day. Or they think, as media attention wanes, maybe they'll have a better shot at a more favorable outcome. So they're definitely trying to separate these two cases. And I think with her no longer allowed to be tried right now, in Idaho at least, Arizona's an entirely different beast. We'll deal with that at some point. I think we're not going to see a trial at all in January. I think the judge will be inclined to either sever the trials and go ahead and set a date for Chad's, which would be October of 2023, or he will push them both off indefinitely. That's what we're left with. And I really feel sorry for the families in this case. It just appears that justice just keeps pulling back. They're the ones dealing with the loss of loved ones, and it's just these two insane, evil individuals just seem to be pushing it out, and it just, Also, as we know, there will be no video streaming of the case. There will be audio, so I will be either going to the trial if I can get in, or watch it on closed circuit TV there in the area. So if any of my viewers are in the Idaho region and know of a place I could crash for a while, that would be great. Or I will be listening to it as it is, audio is streamed. I will bring you coverage of that whenever it happens. Also, as we have seen in many of their court appearances, they have been wearing street clothes. You know, Chad's had on button-down shirts and ties, things like that. Well, there is now a motion filed by the prosecution wanting to force them into prison wear, their jumpsuits, the orange. So that's also being ruled on, and that is also a strategy with cameras not being allowed. The public opinion is not going to be swayed by what they wear. And on the other side, the fact they're in prison jumpsuits might have some effect on the jury. I'm sure that's also come into play. So that's being ruled on. But as we know, it's not going to be a trial in January at all. I'm absolutely sure of that now. I would be surprised, though, if the judge does. I mean, I will be surprised if the judge severs them and goes ahead and moves forward with Chad in January. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to end up probably keeping them together and just pushing it off indefinitely until Lori is competent to stand trial, if she's ever ruled competent to stand trial. And if she's not, then, they're both going to spend their lives in prison because no one's bailing them out. But anyway, that's the latest and greatest. I'll be back really soon. I'm working on next week's videos on the movie Rope by Alfred Hitchcock and the real-life crime of Leopold and Louise that was based on. Two men that basically wanted to see if they could get away with murder. And they didn't, because we know their names. But with that being said, that is next week's Ketoween offering, the tragedy of Leopold and Lieb, and then a review of the movie Rope by Alfred Hitchcock. And I have some other great videos coming up as well. So it's going to be a fun October, and I hope to see you again soon. And until next time, Keto and Crime out.